Hi again. In this video, I want to do a walkthrough of our course. So I'll go through what each of these tabs does at the top and also our course information module. If you've taken a lot of online classes at PCC or even elsewhere, this might be really familiar to you. You can skip parts if you want to. But let's go through these tabs first. So Course Home gets you to our home page, which we're on right now. Content, that is our outline of the course for the whole term. So the content is probably what you'll be using the most. This shows you all the modules that you're going to work through in the order that you're going to work through. Now, I kind of like the way this course is set up. Everything's open. So if you wanted to work ahead, you totally could do that. Everything is open all the time, unless things are due, then they close, like assignments, things like that. But you have access to all the videos, everything, all the time. The next tab is for discussions. And in this course, our intro discussion is required, but that's the only discussion that's required. There's a place to ask questions for getting started, and then there's a place for asking questions in every single module, okay? If you keep scrolling down, then you'll see our assignment, which we'll talk about in the intro tab, which is introducing yourself. So you can go here at any time if you have questions, or if you want to see, maybe you have a question you want to see if someone else has asked it already, this is a good place to look first. Assignments is where you'll go to get each assignment. They're also in each module, in the content of each module. But if you wanted to say, oh, I just need to go to assignment 3 real quick, this is like a shortcut to do that. Or if you're ready to upload, you don't want to go all the way through the module, you can just go right to assignments and then click on one and then upload your assignment. MyOpenMath is our free online homework system. I will guide you in another video on how to set this up. You might have already used it before, especially if you were in 105. In that case, you don't need a new account. You're just going to add our new course. Now I need to go back because that opened up a new tab. Textbook, we have a free online textbook for this class. It is in a PDF version, so it's not HTML form, which is a little bit easier to navigate. It's a PDF, so you can see it's taking a while to load because it's a really big file. The print version is $20 at the bookstore or on Amazon. I really recommend that because a lot of people find it easier to just flip through a physical book than to navigate a PDF. One benefit of the PDF though is you can do Control F and search for anything. So let's say you wanted to search for something, oh there's a term or something in one of the videos. The PDF is great for that too. It's like a super fast index. You can just search on anything. Okay, so either way, if you want to read it, you can download this PDF on any device. I wouldn't print it, I would just buy the book because it's like 500 and some pages. So you can link to that textbook at any time. Quizzes, these are check your understanding quizzes. They're not, there's a small amount of points associated with them, but you have unlimited tries for the quizzes. So these are things just to make sure you're understanding the content before going further. That's why they're called check your understanding. Again, these will be linked within the module right where you're expected to do them. But if for some reason you wanted to go back to one or you wanted to access it directly, they're all listed right here. Okay, grades is very important. I'm not going to click on this because it would show you the other students in the course. But when you click on there, you'll be able to see everything that's graded in the class, how many points it's worth, how many points you have, and your final grade. So please do check on that. And also check there for feedback, like after you turn in a graded problem set, then I'm gonna use the markup tool and make comments and give you feedback, things that you did really well on, things I have suggestions for, and it's really important to read that feedback so that you don't like do the same thing over and over again. You want to do the same good things over and over again, but not the same wrong things over and over again. Class progress is also a fun thing where it shows you exactly how much you've completed in the course. So I like looking at that periodically. And under more, we have online rooms. That is like Skype or Google Meetup, but it's called Zoom. So if you wanted to have a video meeting, we would do that in online rooms. Class list is if you want to get someone's email address for the class. You can email me that way, or you can just email me using your mail button or your MyPCC email. Help is great because let me click on that. There's the student help desk. Let's say you're having a technology issue. Student help desk can help you with that. There's some videos, there's online tutoring and accessibility and other things there. Okay, so that's all of our tabs. Now I'm going to go to content. That's where you spend most of your time. And there's this Intro to Online Learning module. This is exactly the same in every online class. It's made by our online learning department. So if you're brand new to online classes, I highly suggest you do all these things, or if you want a refresher. But if you just took an online class last term, it hasn't changed. All of this is the same. So then in that case, you would start here in the course information module. Okay. Now it's important to do these things by 1 o'clock on the first Wednesday. I need to make sure you're ready for an online class, and we have a long wait list. So if I need to know right away if it's not going to work out, because for one thing, there's a ton of content in this course, so you need to get going right away. And secondly, if someone is going to drop, I need to let people in from the wait list right away. So if you haven't completed these by 1 p.m. on Wednesday, you're going to be hearing from me, and I may drop you if I don't hear back from you, because it's really important to get going right away. Okay, so we've got a welcome message here, and I'll just flip through these pages here. We've got an introduction to the course, so you'll see the learning outcomes and learning activities, and if you want to go from thing to thing, you can use the little next button there, which is kind of nice. Here's some information about me. Feel free to read that. Here's our syllabus, so this is very important. All the information you want. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'll let you read through it, but all my contact information, everything about our course, the description, participation, the materials, technology. Here's more of that student help desk information. All the parts that are going to be graded in our class. We're going to have graded problem sets. There's going to be participation worksheets, which you get credit for. You bring those to the tests. We're going to have 2 tests, a midterm and a final. Talks about the late work policy. I have talked about some extensions here, and I'll talk about the late passes in MyOpenMath. I do have a flexible policy, but I want you to know that that comes with high expectations also. So I'm not dropping any items because I expect you to complete everything, and everything is really important for you to do well on the midterm and final. So if everything's if something is not going well for you, please reach out to me and let me know. I will work with you, but know that if you've passed a deadline, don't skip it. I expect you to complete everything, and you need to complete everything. And I want you to do well in the class. So that's why I have a flexible policy and also high expectations. Here's all of our graded elements of the course. Grading is a standard 90, 80, 70, 60. And then here is all of our PCC policies, our Sanctuary College, our Title IX and non-discrimination, grading guidelines, privacy, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so read through that carefully. The next page is our calendar. So this is another page you'll use a lot. You could even bookmark it. That's a good thing to do. So we have a general weekly pattern. This is what I want to explain to you. Mondays, you're expected to start the module, And the first thing you'll be doing is watching videos and taking notes. Then by Thursday night, I want you to do those check your understanding quizzes. Those are just conceptual questions. You're not really expected to calculate anything or do problems. They're to check your understanding. That's why they're called that. So that's by Thursday night. Then there are the participation worksheets, and you have the answers to those. Those are like practice problems where you practice and you check your answer. You're going to bring those to the tests. And then the graded stuff. So the due date is the next Monday by midnight. So you still have that second Monday to ask questions. If you're stuck on anything, I'll be back on campus. You can meet with me, or you can call me or email me. So the online homework is due by the following Monday night, and also the graded problem set, okay? And that's when the module closes. It doesn't really close, you can still see it, but that's when it ends. We have our midterm is on a Wednesday, and also final exam Wednesday night. This shows you every week and what sections we're doing and what graded items we have. Okay. So that's our course calendar. Okay, this part is also very important because in math, we're required to have 2 proctored exams. That means you have to go to a campus somewhere and take a test and show your ID. This is where you're going to tell me where you're going to do that. So you can come to the test, those dates and times that I showed you before. You can, and they're also on here, you can come there and take it with me. I would love that. And bring your ID, because I may not have met you yet. And so you can tell me that in here. But if you're not close to the Southeast campus, if you live by Rock Creek or Sylvania, Cascade, or if you're somewhere else in the state or country, then find a testing center near you and let me know. So there's a place for you to put in all that information here. You need to get your appointments set up. Believe me, it's so much nicer when you have them set up in week 1. Then when it gets to the midterm and final time, when you're stressed, you've already got that taken care of. So this is one of the things to do before the first Wednesday. Get your test appointments set up. Gotta go back to this tab. And then it leads you to MyOpenMath, because you're going to have MyOpenMath orientation. We'll cover that in the other video. And there's some expectations. This kind of helps you give some good ideas for this online class. I think I mentioned before, statistics has a lot of content. So while I do have a flexible policy, it's really, really important to keep up and not get behind, because there's so much, it could be overwhelming if you get behind, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, if you do, I'll work with you. But and then also in module 1, or sorry, in the information module, you're going to introduce yourself and reply to 2 people at least. This helps us get to know each other. We want to get to know about you. There's some points for doing that. And then this one is going to be private. Only I will read this. It's a mathography. So I want to just get to know you a little bit better in particular. So you'll be writing this in a Google Doc or a Word doc. You could also handwrite it and scan it. And answer these questions. That helps me get to know you even more specifically. There are some points for that. Some tips on how to ask for help in an online class. It might not seem easy sometimes. Some good ideas there. And then a place to ask your questions. This is one of the discussion areas. We've got learning outcomes for the whole course and by module, if you want to read those. And then the quiz over the course information module. This is one of those quizzes that's they're just a few questions, and you have unlimited tries, so keep going until you get 100%. Oh, and then this is optional. let me go back to the content so we can see what's at the end here. This course, oh, stop. Okay. This course has been developed over time by a lot of statistics instructors. There are a lot of optional and extra resources. So you could spend like literally as much time as you wanted in this course, but it's clearly marked which things are optional or which things are extra and for exploration. So there's one of those at the end here. I'm just scrolling down through the whole intro module. You can barely see it at the bottom of mine. It's a TEDx talk on why you should love statistics. So it says optional. You're welcome to watch that if you'd like to. So that is the whole intro module, and that's the one you need to do by 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Okay, so get started on that. If you have any questions, reach out to me. And then in the next video, I'll show you module 1. That's the one that'll be like the pattern throughout the whole term. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.